Traditional wedding, ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Traditional wedding. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òdì, mo kára lé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Mummy Meettheroyals. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣẹ̀wá lórí ètò ìkó tó di pé aṣọ nǹkan òun yẹ ká júbà ọba akọ́dá ayé, ọba ṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run, ọba lánàá, ọba lẹ́ni, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése, ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́, ọba tó tó ní ipa tó kọ̀ tí ò pani, ṣe pé ṣe ló ń pani mọ́, ọba tá a dágbére fún lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá pé à ń lọ káàbọ̀ tó jẹ́ kójú ṣe ṣe fún wa lẹ́yìn láti wá láyà àtàlàfíà. Mo dúpẹ́ fún ọba ayérayé, bàbá ẹgbẹ́ pẹ́kẹ́ gba yín wa. Mo tún fàṣẹ gbọ́dọ̀ dúpẹ́ láwọn ènìyàn béèyàn, àwọn tí wọ́n ṣagbátẹrù ètò yìí, àwọn onígbọ̀wọ́ ètò wa pàápàá jùlọ iléeṣẹ́ Jẹ̀lẹ́ńkẹ́ Duchess, iléeṣẹ́ Jẹ̀lẹ́ńkẹ́ Duchess, iléeṣẹ́ yóò rí jóná wọ́n yá máa ròkè, iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine ẹ̀kọ́ àdúrótì ní gbogbo ìgbà, iléeṣẹ́ Royal Vogue adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín nítorí pé gbogbo àtà bá pè nílẹ̀ máa ń jẹ́ wa, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global níbi tó ti bá yọ̀rọ̀ alẹ̀ kọ́lé ní Nàìjíríà, ẹ̀ṣin ṣeun, iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa sọ fún wa ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀, Olúwabùnmi lèmi jẹ́ o, aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù tí gbogbo ayé mọ̀ sí Mummy Meettheroyals, alága ìdúró, alága ìjókòó, MC, olóòtú ètò ìgbéyàwó with godly swagger. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn wọ́n dà pé kí la tún rí lélẹ̀ ní kí ló tó lò tún gbégò sójú tọkọ̀ dúdú báyìí, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? It's a special episode, ladies and gentlemen. Gbogbo ala mọ̀ pé it is the season of Ojúde Ọba. Ojúde Ọba 2025. Yes, this is the steeze and composure that you're going to be receiving from us today. Kó tó di pé mo gbé àkórí ètò wa wọlé, mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Jẹ́ báwa tí wọ́n yẹ pé tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lénìí lálà máa lu ohun tó dá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí ètò yìí lénìí. Please, if you know anyone that would normally be on this show and they are not here, please let them know that the show has started. Ètò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ rí pé olóòtú gan tún kàn gùn. Ojúde Ọba vibes lélẹ́yìí, ẹ má jẹ́ kó yà yín lẹ́nu. Ó dà jẹ́ ìyẹ̀wò kẹ́lẹ̀ rojú. Ojúde Ọba vibes lélẹ́yìí, ṣóyè yín. So, thank you my beloved sister, my beautiful MC Monite. Kó tó di pé a gbé àkórí ètò wa wọlé, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ jẹ gbádùn Ojúde Ọba náà. Kó tó di pé a gbé àkórí ètò wa wọlé, igbó yẹn máa gbé sí, máa yọ kúrò torí without the sunglasses, the vibes of Ojúde Ọba is not complete. We all know àwọn bó ṣe ń lọ, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́, ó yá ẹ jẹ́ a lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ń gbé kò yẹn sí kí fi sí Ojúde Ọba vibes. Ẹ bá mi pa àwọn èèyàn pé tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ètò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ó ṣe myself, my mother from Ìjẹ̀bú Ayépe, my father from Ṣàgámù.
Tell me by the way. Èmi ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ alárẹ̀. Ayé wo la ń jẹ rí? Tell them, let them know. Say wọ́n lè bá. They can see us as they emulate. They won't be king, they imitate. They do something that they graduate.
MC Monite, ó ṣe. Tell people that the show has started.
Owó lọmọ gbàgbé òṣì. Ìjẹ̀bú Àwùjalẹ̀. Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ alárẹ̀.
Kékeré Ìjẹ̀bú o. Kékeré Ìjẹ̀bú o.
Àwọn tó mọ̀ wá o.
Àwọn tó mọ̀ wá o.
Àgbà Ìjẹ̀bú o.
Àgbà Ìjẹ̀bú o.
Àwọn alábòsí o.
Àwọn alábòsí o.
Àríyá rẹpẹtẹ.
Ẹ bá wá pé àwọn èèyàn ètò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ó ṣe. Ó ṣe.
Ìjẹ̀bú tó jó.
Ìjẹ̀bú
Jayọba. Jayọba. We don't live on with the represent. Olówó lọmọ ṣe yó. Ìjẹ̀bú lọmọ kò sóṣì. Adéwòlá ò jẹ́ rí. Tell them, let them know. Say wọ́n lè bá. Ìjẹ̀bú àwọn alálẹ̀. Ìjẹ̀bú àwọn alálẹ̀. Kékeré Ìjẹ̀bú o.
Kékeré Ìjẹ̀bú.
Come on.
Ó ṣe.
Àwọn tó mọ̀ wá o.
Ó ṣe.
Àgbà Ìjẹ̀bú o.
Àgbà Ìjẹ̀bú o.
Àwọn alábòsí o.
Àwọn alábòsí o. Ó ṣe. Ojúde Ọba vibes. Ojúde Ọba vibes. much, everybody, for joining me on this special episode of ETO IGBEYAWO. Ojude-Oba vibes, ladies and gentlemen. We decided to bring Ojude-Oba on the studio today to ETO IGBEYAWO. You know there is no Ojude-Oba without glasses. There is sunglasses in everybody of penny, steez here, ati composure here, and the hand fan must be there. You all know the Irukere must be there. Everything must be complete. So we give God glory for sparing our life to witness another season of Ojude-Oba. We all know that's what is involved today. So today we have decided to bring Ojude-Oba vibes to ETO IGBEYAWO. I am a full-fledged Ijebu Remo combination. My mother is from Ijebu Ayepe, and when I'm talking about Ijebu proper, that's Ijebu. And then my dad is also from Shagamu. So today, for those of you that join us that are not Ijebu, you're welcome. But tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ yàn ní ká má sọ níta torí ẹ̀ wá lé ní we'll be putting the vibes of Ìjẹ̀bú on it. Mo ní pé kí kọ́kọ́ fi ìgò yẹn kí n fi gara ni ṣóyè yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ìyàwó bàbá wọ́n ní ká sọ pé pẹ́ẹ́ if you are from Ìjẹ̀bú láfi sí apá if you are from Ìjẹ̀bú say pẹ́ẹ́ and if you are ìyàwó Ìjẹ̀bú say pẹ́ẹ́ pẹ́ẹ́. Thank you so much, everybody. It's so nice. It feels great. It's a season that we all celebrate, and it has come to stay. So today, as I said, we've decided to bring the Ojude-Oba vibes to ETO IGBEYAWO. Eba mi ke sáwọn èèyàn pé tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwa délé táwọn ní kí ni nǹkan tẹ́ ti sọ mo miss eba mi sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Please share the show. Let's share the show. Let's discuss what we have come here to discuss today. Lord, we'll be talking about culture. I'm glad that this season also is a season of culture, where culture is appreciated, where tradition is celebrated. We talk about culture, how far it has come, and things that we are doing a little bit not so right, and the thing that we are doing that's a little bit right when it comes to culture and tradition. So today is going to be talking about in relation to traditional wedding. We're going to be talking about culture because we talk about culture, we talk about tradition, we talk about everything that has to do with especially in line with our traditional wedding. Recently, there has been a lot of changes, a lot of development that has affected the richness and the beauty of our traditional wedding. We've talked about it on so many occasions, but today I want us to focus on things that I want us to look at it from the perspective of àwọn gbogbo ni wọ́n máa ń fi àṣà wa falẹ̀, wọ́n máa ń fi they just drag our culture in the mud compared to other tribes. Which tribe do you think that are more guilty in the area of watering down our culture and tradition, and why, and what can we do about it? A lot has happened recently that I cannot stop talking about this issue. We understand that by the grace of God, our traditional wedding is evolving definitely, and that's why the book that I wrote, Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Marriage, Past, Present, and Future. So it's talking about how our culture is evolving from time till this time. Obviously, our culture is evolving. There's nothing we can do about that. Things are changing, things are improving. But having said that, are we supposed to drag our culture anymore? Thank you, ma'am. Wikilicious Entertainment. Thank you so much, sis, for always. I really appreciate you. Ìjọba àfètò ìránṣẹ́. Mo mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn ṣì ń bọ̀ lórí ètò bọ̀. Ó máa ń jẹ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà pé tó bá ti kú díẹ̀ ká palẹ̀ ètò yìí mọ́. Làwọn èèyàn máa dé tó máa ní àkílẹ̀ ń sọ mo ti late. So tell people that the show has started. And what we are going to be talking about today, basically, it's about how much our tradition had been watered down, especially all our traditional wedding rites, all our traditional marriage rites. And what are the implications of this? What are the implications of us watering down our tradition, all in the name of or because of this? I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. So if you can hear me wherever you're watching from, this is ETO IGBEYAWO. Let's talk traditional wedding and more with Meettheroyals. Today is special Ojude-Oba vibes. So you will see me entering my high glasses and bringing it back, because what is Ojude-Oba vibes? You know all those aunties on Ojude-Oba? They always come with their hand fan and their, complete like that. You know what I'm saying? So today I decided to do So I'll be in and out of my sunglasses, you know what I'm saying. But most importantly, today we've come to talk about the importance of not watering down our traditions, especially regarding our traditional marriage. So number one, let's first of all talk about it. Or should we start by asking ourselves questions like we normally do on this show? The first question I want to ask is, compared to other tribes, let's compare all the tribes, especially the tribes in Nigeria or all the tribes in Africa. In fact, we're not just talking about Nigerian traditional marriage alone. We're talking about African traditional wedding. We're talking about African traditional wedding generally. I want to talk about which tribe, or should I say which part of the country do you think are really guilty of watering down our traditions? Which part of the tribe do you think is really watering down our tradition? Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am, Mommy Ayodele Ogunso and Mommy Janolukan. Ṣé ẹ rí pé ìgò yìí ó ní reason? This is special Ojúdẹ̀ba episode, so please don't be embarrassed by my glasses. There's a reason for it, because what is Ojúdẹ̀ba vibes without glasses? So for those that are just joining us, it is special Ojúdẹ̀ba, so I'll be bringing it in and out. I'll bring it out for a second and I'll bring Okay, so let's talk about it. Thank you, ma'am, Mommy Janolukan. Thank you, ma'am. Which of the tribes? Okay, maybe I should start from Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and other parts of the world. Which one, or which part of the tribes do we think are more guilty of watering down watering down our tradition? Thank you, Bukilicious. She said Nigerians, especially Yorubas. Thank you, Mommy Janolukan. Thank you, Ìyàwó Bàbá. When I was Yoruba new, these guys have to have no front logo. Logo yẹn rí dáadáa ni ó wà ńbẹ̀, àkànṣe tó ní, ó ní logo wà ńbẹ̀, spectacle on play níbi by show you spectacle. If you know what I'm rí logo ni ẹ má worry, kò gbọ́dọ̀ logo jù. Anyway, so people are saying Yorubas, we don't appreciate what we have. Now, this thing is really becoming a pandemic, so to speak, and I'm not going to get tired of talking about it. I don't know how many of us have seen my latest book that is coming up very soon. A lot of people have asked me, how do you have time to write these things? How do you even have the inspiration to write these things? Some of the times when I'm writing this book, it's not because I want to write. It's because I can see that a lot of things are going to go wrong if we don't put things out there. In fact, most of the money I'm spending on these things, I don't even get them back. I'd rather give them out free so that many people can have access to all this information than just, insisting on having money on it. Like people have said, Yoruba. Okay, let's talk about what are the things that we Yorubas are doing. You are right, it's Yorubas, we are the ones. What are the things that we do or say that will make you think, oh, Yoruba don't dasile, our Yoruba lang water it down? Can we talk about things? What are the things what makes you think, or what have you seen? Especially those of us who are alagas on this show, and we probably experience a few things. Please let me know, what are the things that we are doing as Yorubas, or Yorubas that is watering down our traditions, and whatever we think we are doing, what are the implications? Please, let's keep it coming. There's a lot for us to talk about in this issue tonight, and I have so much examples that I want to cite, but as I always say, I want us to start from somewhere. Please do me a favor. If you think you have a lot of information to download on this show tonight, but because oh God, Facebook, but because you're probably busy and you can't rise, please, you can kindly call me or leave a voice note for me on +44 782 8500938 +44 782 8500938. Leave a voice note for me, please, because this thing that we're talking about, we don't know who's going to pick up this. Yahoo Baba said dressing. Yes. Somebody said all of the name of Olaju. Yes. Eriyawo has changed. The Eriyawo has changed. Dressing has changed. Now let's start from that Eriyawo. Àwọn kan wà tó yẹ pé you know, tí kì bá ṣe pé máa wọ pé àkídẹ̀ wà lórí tó yẹn, àwọn míì máa fẹ́ gbomijé lójú èèyàn. I'm telling you. Let's start from the area. Well, thank you, Yahweh Baba, for mentioning this. I'm purposely bringing this out here so people can actually contribute and tell us. Let us start from that area. Nowadays, what is wrong with area? Why is it that the way area has changed? We are watering down our tradition, we are watering down our rights, our traditional marriage rights and stuff like that. Necessary job, we are in Europe, even in Nigeria, they started doing it. Yahweh Baba also said, let me write it because I don't want to miss comments here. Do me Instagram can keep comments. Oh, comments here, if somebody can please, if you don't mind, do a screen recording, I would appreciate that. Yahweh Baba talked about the area. Now, this area thing, I will quickly cite an example. It's a horrible, horrible thing for us to tamper with area. It's so horrible. A lot of times I've seen people will say, no, you know, I don't want to rugbo, I don't want to bish, I don't want atare because it is fetish. I don't understand. You know, all these things are our thing, they are our herbs. They are something that we use, you know, for healing and stuff like that. And back in the day, they used it to pray. I think one of the major reasons why people think that area should change is because of, number one, they think it's fetish. Ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú, a máa mú àwọn kìíní ilẹ̀ yọkọ̀ kọ́mú dẹ̀fẹ́ ká sọ́kó kú náà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ìyàwó yẹn. Kí ni nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn máa ń sọ? I've just said one, and one of the things that people say regarding ìyàwó is that ká má fi àwọn certain things sí nítorí religion. Number one, àwọn ní ká má fi orógbó sí, ká má fi obì sí, ká má fi atare sí. Kí ni ìdí? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí orógbó? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí atare? Kí ló ṣe atare kó ṣe pọ̀ tó ṣe atare kó ṣe pọ̀ tó ṣe orógbó? Ẹni máa ní pé kó má fi, tó bá dẹ̀ ní kó má fi ṣàdúrà, oyin gan máa ní ká má fi sí. All in the name of I don't know, is it religion now? Yeah, Baba also said that dressing has changed. MC Mona says the uncompleted area that the parents will say it doesn't matter. Benny, in fact, I have seen where somebody brought a empty boxes. Official display. Pàápàá jùlọ tó bá jẹ́ wípé these people that we're talking about, they are not from our part of the world. Àwọn ṣe Yorùbá ẹwẹ́ má dà wọ́n láàmú, òyìnbó ni wọ́n, ẹ̀jẹ̀ má dà wọ́n láàmú. Yorùbá dẹ̀ bọ̀ wọ́n kòwé kan, wọ́n ní ẹni tó bá fẹ́ fẹ́ ni lọ́mọ ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣòro ilé ẹni. You know, I don't know why people are watering that. It's so horrible. It's not even funny. Bukilisha says mostly the parents of Yoruba marrying another tribe, yes ma, or nationality usually says yes, let's take things easy. Now let me stop you there, ma. Thank you. Do we receive the same treatment when we go and marry from another tribe? For example, if we are tribe me, and just share the same way no she man treats one, because a lot of times they just say please let's take things easy with them. And I have witnessed that too many times, way too many times. There was even a situation where there's an auntie of ours, may I so rest in peace, Auntie Sylvia. She was what I was supposed to do this wedding, and then the girl said, Auntie, the family of my husband cannot prostrate. And the auntie said, why? He said, it's just that they can't prostrate. And auntie said, well, that's their own. It's none of our business. Our culture here says that they must prostrate. And this girl said, sorry, auntie, I'm not comfortable with you. As a result of that, she changed the alaga. She moved to another person. And the mother of the bride did not mind. Only pé Emma bínú àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀sọ́ pàmò wà comfortable pẹ̀lú yín. Kí ló dé ṣe báyìí? You know, kò necessary, we are in Europe. I mean, the fact that we are in Europe does not stop our tribe. Ráwọn Indian, ráwọn Asian bó ṣe ń ṣe ni. Ẹ máa rí àwọn ọkùnrin tó máa wérí, tó máa tún fi kíní sign sí bíbáyìí. They are still wearing their clothes, they are still doing everything. Yahweh Baba said, MC Mona, yes, exactly, my sister, yes, you're right. Some will say, we will eat issue 42 and say 8 is okay. Can you imagine? Nínú issue 42, wọ́n ní 8 wà okay. Oboju will, Orogbo and Obitisi are demonic. Yeah, these are the things that people say. They say Orogbo, Obi, etc. They are all demonic. I don't know why they do that. It is totally wrong. I don't know why they do that. Then Mommy Joanna Lucas said, because of different religions. Don't get me wrong. Maybe there are some some tribes that are a little bit to the extreme, that if you think what you're doing will be harmful or you think they are fetish, you can. But this one saying that issue 42 ẹgbẹ́ mẹ́wàá wá or ẹgbẹ́ mẹ́jọ wá is really ridiculous. Ẹ ṣeun Fade baby wọ́n ní akó ètò. Who are we to give them to? Okay, is it just me and my husband? So we don't need those items. Imagine nígbà tá láyé ti dáyé ẹrù ìyàwó wọn máa pín láàrin ẹbí ni. In fact ẹrù ìyàwó wọn á pín sí ọ̀nà méjì. Tó bá pín sí ọ̀nà méjì, wọ́n á kó ìdákọ̀ fún ìdílé ìyá, wọ́n á kó ìdákọ̀ fún ìdílé bàbá. Ní ìdílé ìyá wọ́n á pín sí ọ̀nà méjì, wọ́n á pín sí ìdílé ìyá bàbá, ìdílé bàbá, and the same thing goes to the other side. But nowadays people will say kò sí kò tàbí fi ṣe. It is wrong. Other tribes don't accommodate any nonsense or accept uncompleted. Now, having said that, ma, coming from you, MC Monat, I know you're an Alaga, you have done this. For those that just joined us, thank you so much for joining us. Becky Wayawu and Kenny Joy Funasi, thank you for joining us. Today is a special episode of ETO IGBEYAWO. As you can see, we did over vibes. Hey! So today is a special episode, but today we are talking about the importance of our traditional marriage rights that are being watered down. You know, we understand that culture is evolving, things are changing, people are moving, you know, from stage to stage, but it still doesn't stop us from appreciating and practicing our culture and tradition. Now we'll be talking about the things that have changed. A lot of things have changed. People now don't appreciate, I mean, especially we the Yorubas, we kind of water down our culture, our traditional marriage rights, to the point that nowadays some parents are also saying that it's okay, you don't have to dobale. You know, for those that don't know what dobale means, it is when you prostrate. It's part of our tradition. But one thing again that we're emphasizing on tonight is the fact that it is so common among us Yorubas compared to other tribes and other nationalities. Now, I happened to be at an event recently, and the bride is from Cameroon. We are the groom. Trust me, they got every single thing. And another thing that they did was they made sure that they checked those things one after the other, and they were ticking it. They were asking us, what about this? They look at it, they check it. Do we know that this is something that we're supposed to be doing also in Yoruba tradition? But we don't even bother to do it. There is a particular money envelope or envelope that we receive as traditional wedding compare that is meant for the purpose of checking all these items. I wonder if anybody will know what that money is among those of us here who are Alagas. There's an envelope that they label for the purpose of checking all the items on the Eriyawo list. You know, that the items will be supposed to be checked one after the other. There is a particular envelope that they're supposed to give us to do that. Does anybody know what that is? Yes, ma'am. So the bride price needs to be checked. They need to be checked. Nowadays they don't check there. Thank you, ma. MC Mona. Owo Ishiba is a special money. That money back in the days, ní ayé ìgbà tí wọ́n máa ń kó ẹrù ìyàwó sínú àwọn igbá tó jẹ́ pé kò tí sáwọn fancy ta fi ń rà pẹ̀nsìn. Owó kan wà tí wọ́n pè ní owó ìṣìgbà. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you, MC Mona. Thank you, ìyàwó bàbá. They call that money owó ìṣìgbà. That means the money that you're supposed to use to open all the calabashes, all the boxes where they put all the ìyàwó items, one after the other. You're supposed to open it, check that those things are complete. For example, if you're supposed to have 20 pieces of kola nuts inside a particular box, they will check it and be sure that it is complete. They call it oweshi, but there's a reason for that. Nowadays, we don't even bother. In fact, what the you know, so they're supposed to complete. Now, what I'm talking about, this event that I went to recently, actually precisely last weekend, they stopped us. They made sure that they check everything. In fact, they asked for goat, they asked for pig, they asked for fat, they asked for everything, and they checked every single one and ensured that they were complete. They even asked us for 100 kg of rice, and we provided everything before they could proceed. Now, let me also read. Somebody said another thing apart from the Eriyawo not being complete or saying that one of two of the items that we use in Eriyawo is demonic. Another thing that they do now is to return bride price. Returning of bride price. I don't know who started that bad idea. It's a very horrible idea, and I'm telling you this. I am telling you for free that returning bride price is just as good as pronouncing the wedding or the marriage null and void just before the marriage starts. It's just like when they give you certificates for your marriage and you just turn it into two. That is the meaning of returning bride price. And I will explain to you. You know, the book I'm writing at the moment, I'm about to launch, is the title is the Nigerian traditional marriage in the face of the law. And in the process of doing my research, I realized that returning bride price is a horrible mistake that needs to be stopped before it's too late. Because according to the customary law, you know, one of the major proof that you are married is the presentation of the dowry, no matter how little. There are some places where dowry is just about 5 naira or even 10 naira, but it has to be presented. Now, people saying that I'm sorry, we are not selling our kid or child or something, and they are returning the worry. What they are trying to say is that we are giving our child to you for free. They call it Iyawo Sara. They call it Iyawo Sara. A lot of people will say we don't want to sell our child. Now, which one is worse? For your child to be referred to as Iyawo Sara or to be referred to as Epeoke Musanwori? Kí ni ìdí tí Yorùbá fi máa ń pe ọkọ ẹ̀ ní olówó orí ni? Owó orí ni torí pé wọ́n sanwó orí. Tí wọ́n bá sanwó orí, ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ ni wípé you didn't pay my bride price. In the court of law, you know, even from the research I'm doing with my latest book that I'm going to be launching very soon, you know, with my research in the court of law, if there's evidence that the bride price was returned or dowry was returned, let me tell you for free that marriage would be dissolved without any further issue. And even if the person needs to prove, or maybe to prove some things that, okay, I'm married to this person, one of the major and most important way to prove that they are married is the presentation of bride price. Now, if they have returned it, it just makes sense. Why are we doing this? Why are we watering down our culture? Why are we watering down our whatever? It is not supposed to be like that. Let me read comments. Iyawo Baba, thank you so much. Thank you, Lori Ebony Kenny. Thank you, Dapirifi, for joining us. Hey, Alaja Simbosi, thank you for joining us. Iyawo Baba said, you know that Iyawo that I rapped last week? Please, you can leave us a voice note on +447828500938. +447828500938. If you have any information that you want to give to us on this show, something to enlighten us, something that we can learn from, because we need to keep campaigning these things. We need to bring back, you know, our tradition that is so important and precious. Iyawo Baba said, do you know that the Iyawo I rapped last week for a particular culture, I was called in to open and unwrap everything. Yes, they checked it all against their list. Yes, I had to beg them for the couple to quickly take pictures, and behind the gift, and their daughter requested to have it wrapped. Yes, you see, even when I did this last weekend, the bride is from another part of Africa, not from Nigeria. They showed us Shege Pro Max. I am not joking. They showed us Shege Pro Max, and they went after, or they went inside the area and they inspected. I mean, inspection, not just checking, inspection, to the point of counting how many. We had more than 40 envelopes. That that woman took with her, and everything was complete. These people, they went to the extent of collecting a portion for the grandmother that is not here and the grandfather that has passed away, uncle, everybody. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we should be, but it's our tradition. And I think when it comes to area and tradition, the most lenient, let me put it that way, the most lenient tradition is still Yoruba, whether or not you want to believe it, compared to others. Thank you so much, ma'am. Alaja says, see you, I love the beads, screaming class. Thank you, ma'am. And someone say, if the bride price return is returned, then they should return all other. That's another thing. We return the bride price, but we keep the yam, we keep all other things. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Make it make sense. These are the things that we need to look into. Saying we can't double, saying that the bride price is not this. Then another thing that they stop doing, which is our tradition, is when they say they are bringing more than one bride. I don't know if all of a sudden we started counting things that we practice as culture and for fun. We started associating them with negativity. Emma Melomi or Nifelomi Sheni or Britty or Kobama Fair Oberinle Sheputlipa Obereniwa. This one that I did last weekend, they brought about 4 brides before the real bride came. It was just for fun, it was just tradition. But I want to Sunday war. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó fẹlòmíì ṣe mí o, wọn ò ní fẹlòmíì ẹ má ṣe o, ìyàwó gbogbo la fẹ́ o, èwo ni fake, èwo ni deceit, èwo ni raw, èwo ni everything. We count it as big deal. Kọ́lọ́run kó ṣàánú fún wa. Yoruba will say let's not embarrass them. Osad gone. Home culture was reserved right there, but I'm sure our Yoruba will not do so. They will not do that. Then I don't know why Facebook kept stopping. Oh sugar. The Ghanaians and the Congolese will check it openly in the hall. Yes, it was in the hall. These ones are, they will check every single thing, and if they are not complete, they will ask you to go and get it, or you give a equivalent, the money equivalent of it. In this UK, they will make sure that they check everything. Then another thing that I've also noticed is that the one I went last week, that they bite kola nuts, gave it to the bride, gave it to the groom, and they all ate one kola nut. And then also they put some palm wine to pray and all of that. Implication. I've talked about the implication of bride price being returned, which according to law, customary law, if you return bride price, you have just dissolved that marriage without you knowing. According to the law, the customary law, there is no marriage without bride price. And I think we, the Alagas, please, whenever we are having meetings with our families, pardon me, whenever we're having meetings with our, with the family of our potential couples, let's try and enlighten them. That's the way we can do it. We can start telling them, please, this issue of returning the bride price, because whenever we're having meeting with them, let's make it clear that it is wrong according to the law. When I complete by God's grace, when the book is launched, I'm going to give it out to as many as possible. There's a lot of things that law says about our traditional marriage that we don't even know, that we're not even aware of. And by God's grace, on one of the occasions before I launch that book, I'm going to bring it out here also to talk about what the law says. What does the law say about our traditional marriage? A lot of people believe that when you're married traditionally, it's of no use. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have any value. You'll be surprised. You will be surprised. Let me read the Ababa's comment. It said yes, even the brides will sit on the father-in-law's lap, and our people will give another minute. We will also give minutes. And when I think the Asians and all, they will make their the bride sit on the father-in-law's like 7 times. That's their culture. That's their tradition. Our dirty mind towards everything, and I just hope that we don't eventually make all these things disappear, because as we are going to traditional marriage, after party kashe dorime, there's more to traditional marriage. Sometimes people come to traditional wedding, they come towards the end, or they come when the traditional rite has finished. They will now come much later. I have also seen traditional marriage where they say that Alaga must not collect a penny. You must not collect a penny. I'm not a fan of Alaga that goes on and on about money. But it's part of our tradition for some money to be paid at the entrance, some money to be paid when the groom comes in. It has been like that. Why are we suddenly making it look like, I understand that people they've abused it, you know, by taking but over charging the family of the groom and stuff like that. I want me we understand people to family. Mommy Joanna Luke said, which one is Ombele? Let me explain for some of us for Yorubas are doing copy, yes. They don't understand or have the knowledge of the tradition. Yes, they're just doing copy. Mommy Joanna Luke, the meaning of Ombele is you know that when people now do party, they now have this special one that they do at the end, where the DJ will be playing some song, they'll be dancing, they'll be using whatever, mama drink, mama wash short dress, mama shuri, mama shuri, you know, which is okay. It's not, there's nothing wrong with it. But when you now, because of the after any time for after party, tawa traditional part of the killing, tawa compress it. That's another thing that we need to stop doing. I'm a compressing for like 3-4 hours. I'm a compressing 1 hour or 30 minutes just because we want to have time to share or share later. It's not supposed to be like that. There's a lot of things that are watering down. Then another thing that I've noticed is, I wrote it down here. Like somebody rightly mentioned, Baba mentioned it. Morning dressing. We've talked about it on this show before, so I'm not going to dwell too much on it because the episode kan la fi sọ nípa ìmúra wa. I mean, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ọmọlúwàbí? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? I mean, aṣọ wa ni mo wọ̀ yìí náà. Aṣọ wa ni mo wọ̀ yìí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ta ló fẹ́ sọ pé lè yóò gúnrégé? You know, nowadays I see bride. You can hardly see bride kan wọ̀ láti bùbá mọ́. You can ask, àwọn ọkùnrin dẹ̀ ṣe wọ full agbádá. Àwọn ọmọ wa wá mú gbogbo ẹ̀ báyìí ìyàtọ̀ yàn wá wà ń ta. Mo ti rí nísìnyí àwọn ìyá ìyàwó wọn máa fọwọ́ fa aṣọ wọn sókè láàrin èrò. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ara àwọn tradition wa ta ti sọ di ìdàkudà náà nìyẹn. Bí ẹ party after party, you know, yes ma, simonize, you know, ká bóra, ká jáde níjáde ọmọlúwàbí. Ara àṣà wa ni. Àṣà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò fàyè ìgbà pé kóbìnrin ní òwò kí làjẹ ara wa ń ta. Èyí tó wá jọ mí lójú jù ni wípé kí ló dé tó fi jẹ́ pé àwọn ọkùnrin ṣì ń wọ agbádá fún wọn tí àwọn obìnrin ti wá sọ di èèwọ̀ láti wọ̀ láti ẹjọ́ kí ló ṣe nǹkan tí mo wọ̀ yìí tó bá ti ẹ̀fẹ̀ náà láti bùbá. You can see that this is not bùbá per se, you know, you can you know, but nowadays àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá nílé ìkúnlẹ̀ àǹtí I can't kneel down, my dress is gonna rip, I can't kneel down auntie, what are you gonna do? Man, kí ló ṣe yín tẹ́ ránṣọ tẹ́lẹ̀ ìkúnlẹ̀ síwájú àwọn òbí yín nígbà tó yẹ káwọn òbí wúre fún àwọn ọmọ, you know. So parents that pray for that, they normally pray for their children as well. Another thing to tún ti ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú àṣà wa nìyẹn, àsìkò tí wọ́n fi ń ṣàdúrà. You know, when we were doing that traditional wedding 2 days ago, a few days ago, the family of the bride, they were very, very, very serious. They didn't find it funny. Wọ́n fi ṣeré rárá. Wọ́n serious. In fact, when we were trying to crack jokes, they wọ́n kàn lejú ni pé wá mi báyìí nǹkan tá à ń ṣe yìí ó serious. You can never go to church and see where they're joining couples together and the pastor will be laughing and making fun or jesting. It's something that is serious and we should be taken seriously, you know, because people won't say. Then during that time as well, nígbà táwọn èèyàn rojọ́ background, ẹ̀mẹ́wàá ní máa yẹn stop wà láàrin méjì tó sọ pé please can you pay attention to what we are doing here today? You know, we need to pay attention. It's so important. Also, we've decided, we've also watered down the respect for elders. You know, respect for elders. And people also forget that Alaga is a representative of the family. And then in time Alaga, a lot of things are being done wrongly now. And the painful thing is whenever we you know, when we are going to other tribes, we behave ourselves. We behave ourselves. If it's only jail, it's only over 40 minutes. Go see a miss. Want to live there by or farabale become kilo data man fi ashati wa time. Then there's a serious decline in the role and the respect for elders. Nínú ẹbí kò sí ayẹyẹ fún wọn. Àwọn tó ti jẹ́ pé ìyá ìyàwó directly wọ́n ti máa dismiss àwọn ẹbí àwọn tó yẹ kó bá wọn mójútó nǹkan kò sí yẹn mọ́. The family elders are no longer involved. They push them away and stuff like that. And also we don't even have the opportunity for them to pray. You know, ìyá mi àti lọ sí di oúnjẹ, àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi ò tí jẹun, you know, like we said here the last time, pé kí làwọn nǹkan tí kò yẹ káwọn òbí ọmọ máa ṣe níjọ́ ìgbéyàwó. Ìyá mi báyìí, you know, pátí tó fẹ́ ṣe àtijọ́ tó fẹ́ jóná máa dùn kiri, instead of them to have time to pray for their children. Gbogbo kíní ti wá di nǹkan tó yẹ pé kò dára rárá, you know. Now we're talking about kí ni ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ àwọn nǹkan tí ewu tó wà nínú pé kí a máa fi àṣà wa falẹ̀, you know, pàápàá jùlọ àwa ti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá yìí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, irú ewu wo ló wà nínú ẹ̀? What is the risk? What is the implication? What is likely to happen eventually if we continue the way we are doing now? What is likely to happen eventually? I can see that there are people on this show. Some people are quiet, maybe they are distracted or they are busy doing something else. Please remember that you can leave us a voice note. And thank you for whoever that person is on Facebook. I can't see you, but somebody is definitely pressing the love button. The Facebook has been going back and forth because I think it's because of network. So thank you. And that person on YouTube, thank you so much. There's some people on YouTube that are actually giving us thumbs up. Facebook but please, I keep coming back, keep logging us off. So let's talk about kí ni nǹkan tó lè ṣẹlẹ̀ tí a bá continue by. What are those things that could happen? You know, obviously one of them, I've said it, the issue of returning bride price. People don't know. I hope it's not too late. The only thing tó jẹ́ kí a máa get away pẹ̀lú yẹn sìn in the face of the law is because we now do three different weddings, which is the statutory wedding, the religious wedding, and the traditional wedding. In a situation where it is only traditional wedding lèèyàn kan ṣe tó wá dá owó orí padà, ó ti dissolve marriage without you knowing. Wá dé court of law, kò sí evidence pé ẹnìyẹn ṣègbéyàwó pẹ̀lú wa. In fact, àwọn tilẹ̀ Igbo àtàwọn ìlú mi, owó orí yẹn ni, and you will see them saying, my husband has not done something over my. In fact, ibi tí àwọn tilẹ̀ Igbo àtàwọn ìlú mi tí wọ́n value the bride price, they don't value it. Even someone that is maybe cohabiting and they started having children, God forbid that the woman dies. You know that even in death, they still have to pay the bride price. That's how important it is, and that's how it's supposed to be. Anyways, you have to pay the bride price, no matter what. Yahoo Baba said, I was asking that what are the implications of us watering down our tradition and culture? What are the implications? What is likely to happen? You know, at the end of the day, what's likely to happen? Why, while we are busy trying to please others, it's always pleasing others. It's always about pleasing others, and it's so bad. You know, it's so bad. Yahoo Baba said the culture will wipe away if we don't take a stand now. Yes, it's already disappearing. Trust me, it's already disappearing. It's so bad. It's so bad. Mommy Ayodele Ogun says, Olotu, I think most of these things happen in diaspora and not in Nigeria. Don't be deceived, mommy. Don't be deceived. There's a lot of things that Nigerians are also doing now that are you know, all in the name of religion. Nigeria not since dasha kada owó orí padà now. One dasha kada owó orí padà. One dasha àwọn fi Kemosti kissing everybody. God bless you, sis. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the show, the special Ojude Oba episode. Okay, Mommy Adelogun, in Nigeria as well, I can see that there, in fact, especially in Nigeria, they will say that they don't let it, they will say the blood of Jesus has covered it. You know, so they do it also in Nigeria, you know. But on a more serious note, I'm still wondering who came up with the idea that Orogbo is demonic. I am still wondering where that idea is coming from. If you believe it, Orogbo, Atare is demonic. Up to today, I try to figure it out in my head. These same people, when they have cough, they will grind Orogbo and put it inside honey and lick it. The same people that condemn it, that it is Lord have mercy. Hey, they take safe cough syrup, belly. Benny, but creatures one dash monetization of Eru Ìyàwó 2 years. You know, these days they'll say, don't bring the Eru, just bring the money equivalent. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ó ní ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe ń pè ní traditional marriage. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run, ó ní ìdí. Tí care ò bá wà, if care is not taken, we will lose this value of all these things completely. And personally, it's ó ń ṣe mí bákan. Ó ṣe mí bákan wípé àṣà wa ni. And ètò máa tún dùn mí jù ni wípé tí ó bá jà wà lọ́kùnrin, wọn ò bá ní ká fò sókè ká jábalẹ̀. A máa ṣe kí àwọn ẹ̀yà míì, tribes, other parts of the world, you know, if they ask us to do this one, they actually basically make the bride bite the this one I'm talking about. They make the bride bite the obi. Then the person that is conducting the traditional marriage, you beat the obi. I mean, cola nut, gave it to the bride beat it and then gave it to the groom and said, you must finish it. You see this our boy, the way he was trained, I'm like, hey, tó bá jẹ́ àwa la ní kọ́ ṣe rí ẹ̀ wọ́n lè ní pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù ti, you know, I don't know. I'm trying not to be, I don't even know what word to use. Personally, that thing is painful. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They eat oil and add salt to their food. Yes, Kemosiki, you're right. Other cultures too do it like in the olden days. Yes, there are cultures that they will even lock every guest out, and then they will put some, you know, few members of the family, the elders and some people in a small room, and they will perform all their rites. They won't only conjure, or sing content someone they conjure. Wọ́n ní conjure. They will do it, you know. You dare not even try to hurry them up. And tí àwọn ọmọ wa bá lọ sọ́dọ̀ wọn, we do it, you know. And then in our own time, we start saying, ẹ má ṣe, ẹ má dá wọn láàmú, ẹ má ṣe. Please, those of us who are alaga on this show, I'm glad that we have quite a number of alagas on this show. Please, let's enlighten our clients during meetings, during pre-wedding meeting that we do with them, especially with this issue of returning owó-orí. Let's enlighten them. Some of them are not aware. If you tell me that it's because you don't want to sell your child, tó bá di pé wọ́n wá sí pé ìyàwó Sara wọ́n kú fún mi lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ ni, iṣẹ́ yẹn ló wá bẹ́tà. Àwọn máa sọ pé àwọn ta mọ́ àwọn ṣèbí mo sanwó orí ẹ̀ ẹlòmíì, that was the excuse somebody gave me. Ó ní pé àwọn òfin kọ́ máa sọ fún àwọn pé ṣèbí mo sanwó orí ẹ̀. Okay, èwo ló wá dájú ní pé mo sanwó orí ẹ̀ ju pé kọ́ máa sọ fún àwọn pé ṣèbí ìyàwó Sara ni ṣe wọ́n fi ẹ̀ tọrọ fún mi ni. You know, we need to look into all these things. And this is the ballet of a thing. We have to do it. There's absolutely nothing wrong in people balleting. You know, we have to also give parents opportunity to bless their children during their traditional marriage. Mama Odele said, yes, ma, I've read that. Yeah, other cultures still do what they used to do in the olden days. Yes, ma. Kemosi said, somebody told me that they want to cut off exchange of letters as a traditional wedding. They want to come. Who are they? Anyways, they can actually, that one is actually something that came up much later, and it's good, you know. That's part of the evolving of traditional marriage. It's something that back in the days of our father, there was no letter anyway. But later, and it's a good idea, and because whatever you say could be denied, but at least about one letter. One thing again, tomorrow lórí mi, tá bá parí ìgbéyàwó yẹn, pé letter yẹn máa wà. Ṣọ́wọ́ àwọn òbí ni, ṣọ́wọ́ ọkọ àti ìyàwó ni. A lot of people don't even remember to pick that letter up from the venue. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí ó yẹ kó fi jẹ́ evidence pé ìní kò bẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ di ọ̀rọ̀ court or whatever. They don't look at it. You know, things that I'm always after traditional marriage, I will go and pick it and give it to somebody and say, keep it. So I see the letter lying somewhere. Hall. You know, in me, some people even forget the Bible in the venue because of the own blade that they want to do later. These are the key things. You know, that matters in marriage, in the marriage and traditional marriage. They will because I was also the MC for that event. So when I finished traditional wedding, they did the MC and I waited. After we finished, Mori Bible, Yawo, Tontara Kakaka Kinile, Mori Vele, Mori letter. You know, I was the one that started packing all those things and giving it to them one after the other. You know, it's not supposed to be like that. Call on Shanufua. Kamusi said it is well. Yes, it is well. They should return the jam and rice as The parents said, can you imagine? Kí ló ṣe lẹ́tà, kí ló ṣe, kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe, gbogbo nǹkan tí wàá láṣàfẹ́ yọ kúrò by fire by force. Anyways, I just hope that we as traditional wedding compares, as cultural ambassadors, as people that preserve cultures, we also will do our bit. We know that we can't do everything, but we'll keep saying it until Toba. We'll keep saying it. I'm hoping that we'll be able to bring things back to the way it used to be. I know that traditions does evolve. That's why my first book says the evolution of Nigerian traditional marriage, past, present, and future. Things are evolving, but there are certain things that should not be cut off. One of those major things that should never happen is returning the bride price. It should never happen. One of those major things that should never happen is saying that except for health reasons. If for health reasons, maybe the groom is going through some health complications and stuff, I can understand where they will actually ask somebody to do it on their behalf. Another thing that we need to stop doing is this issue of saying we pay obi orogbo kini kan wà demonic, kò sí nǹkan tó ṣobi, kò sí nǹkan tó ṣorogbo, àṣà wa ni, ìṣe wa ni, kò sí nǹkan tó wrong pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. That doesn't mean that you're not a born again Christian. That doesn't mean that you're not an Islamic person. Ẹ̀sìn láti fẹ́ fi ba kini ẹ̀sìn náà yàtọ̀ sí àṣà lílé ìta à ń sọ yìí. And also somebody talked about the dressing. I hope at one point we will be able to bring back decent dressing to our brides. A lot of brides nowadays, I see parents trying to pull up their, because it's not our culture at all. It's not our tradition. Then our fabric, we use it to sew all different kind of things, which is okay. But the I want see ibomi. I want try to do what they want to make because what I yeah, we have big gbogbo bí wọ́n bá ṣe ń de kiri yẹn wọ́n ṣe máa dé tó máa dàbí ìbèbè ìdíbà. They will still do it. So kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Pardon me. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwà tó yẹ kó gbogbo nǹkan wá láti sọ di ìdàkudà? The major thing that we're trying to pass across tonight is the importance of respecting and preserving our culture. They are slowly fading away, especially we Yoruba. If we can do it when they ask us to come and do it somewhere else, we should be able to do it when it comes to us. Tí a bá lè máa ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n béèrè lọ́wọ́ wa ní àwọn èdè ẹ̀yà míì, whatever they ask us to do, we do it. Tó bá dà wà lá lọ́mọkùnrin, to the point wípé níṣojú wa báyìí kòrókòrò báyìí náà máa ká gbogbo nǹkan tá gbé wá, a dẹ̀ máa láti ṣe kó pé. If we can do it, then we should be able to preserve our own. We should stop the idea of saying wọ́n ń ṣe ara wa, ẹ yẹ ká fi wọ́n lẹ̀. No. Let them know in advance. If they really care, they will do anything. They will go any extra mile to make sure that they get the right thing done. Like I said to us, it is a special okuku dress. Yes, ma. It's well respected and preserved. Yes, you're right. Like I said, it's a special Ojude season, and tonight we're going to be closing, playing another Ijebu song. As I said to us, I'm a cultural ambassador. I love culture, and also from Ijebu. My mother is from Ijebu Ayekpe, and my mom, my dad is from Shagamu. I love Ijebu. I love everything that has to do with it. And also, the season is the Ojude season. So we're going to go back and enjoy that the next 5 minutes, playing another Ijebu song for us to enjoy, and then we will be closing ETO IGBEYAWO on a special note tonight, as I promised us that is a special Ijebu episode. Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining me on today's show. We're going to come back. Yes, a full-blooded Ijebu. We're going to come back again next week by the grace of God. I'm going to be signing off so that from singing, we're going to say goodbye on today's day. Thank you. My name is Wabo Bashiberu. I'm the Alaga. I'm salute to ETO IGBEYAWO with God is swagger. I appreciate you all for joining me on today's episode, a special Ojude episode. So we're going to go back and sing our Ijebu song, and from there, we will be closing on this note, and by God's grace, we'll be here again next week to celebrate together and to enjoy together. Okay, let's go. What is Ijebu? What is Ojude without sunglasses? Oh shit. Oh yeah. What's Ojude without a baby?
èmi ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú, Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ alárẹ̀, ayé wo la ọ̀jẹ̀ rí? Tell them, let them know, say, wọ́n lè bá, then they see us, they late. They won't begin to imitate, maybe someday they go graduate. Many people don't know about Baba, I see they go. Owó lọmọ gbàgbé òṣì, Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ tẹ́lẹ̀, Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ lárẹ̀, kékeré Ìjẹ̀bú o. Àwọn tó kọ̀ wá o. Àgbà Ìjẹ̀bú o. Àwọn alábòsí o. Àríyá rẹpẹtẹ. We don't live on with the represent. Olówó lọmọ ṣe yó, Ìjẹ̀bú lọmọ kò sóṣì. Ayé wo la ọ̀jẹ̀ rí? Tell them, let them know, say, wọ́n lè bá. Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ tẹ́lẹ̀, Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ alárẹ̀.